Evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming and being here. I'd like to start on time. I think we've got the last seating arrangements coming in. I'd like to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, so if you'll please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I just have to remember that this isn't a council meeting and I asked for roll call. First of all, I want to recognize my city council members who are here. If you would please stand, the ones who were able to make it today. Thank you very much. I also want to thank Commissioners Palomara and Baydoun for attending. If you would please stand up and let folks see you. Our state representative, Tullio Liberati, and Derek Lockridge from the Wayne County Commissioner's Office. Thank you very much. Also want to thank Barbara Reichwalder, who's here from DTE. Thank you for coming, Barbara. And if I forgot anyone, it's because I can only see so far back, at any rate. Also, yes, I knew I was going to forget someone. Our chaplain corps, the gentlemen from the pastors from the chaplain corps would please stand up. Pastor Basio and Harshbarger. Thank you. Typically, a State of the City provides residents and businesses with a condensed overview of the city's progress and plans over the past year. However, since we have seen an influx of new residents, I am going to give a brief summary of where we were, what we've achieved, and where we are headed. Hopefully what you hear tonight will be an inspiration for everyone to continue to work together to ensure a brighter future for everyone in our community. I might also mention that our Allen Park Today magazine, published quarterly, provides information on many of the activities and accomplishments of our city departments and employees throughout the year. One of the things I realized as I was gathering information from my departments is that there probably wasn't going to be enough time in the day to cover everything that those employees are involved with and that they achieve. And regrettably, I've had to scale back on it. But again, if you take a look at that magazine, many items I have found are covered in there, including some of the things that our employees do. The brief history. In the fall of 2012, Allen Park was in financial trouble. A downturn in the economy, decisions made without consideration of budgetary restraints, and an ill-advised buy-in into a highly touted project placed us under state supervision. Unfortunately, staffing was reduced in many departments, and everyone's wages were cut. For the next 4.5 years, decisions were made for us, or had to be approved by the state. On January 27, 2017, we were finally deemed fit to conduct business as a city. There were a lot of hard lessons learned from this experience. Regarding finance, I want to share some information about the city's financial status, and I'll try not to bore you. I'm not the finance director, but I do like data, and I want to zero in on some key points. Some of the material you were given today includes items on this one. It's the bond handout. In November of 2005, the city had a bond rating of A with a stable outlook, which was very good. In June of 2010, our rating dropped to BBB. Unfortunately, as a result of not being fiscally responsible, there was a $4.8 million shortfall in our budget in October of 2011. And in March of 2012, our rating dropped to B with a negative outlook. In 2015, our bond rating hit a low of CCC+, impacting our ability to borrow at reasonable rates. Other factors which had and still have a negative impact on all of us is the decline in revenue received from property taxes and a change in revenue sharing. With regard to the property tax handout, In 2008, the taxable value of our property was over $1 billion. In 2023, the taxable value of our property is $939 million. There was a steady decline in taxable value starting in 2008, and in 2016, our taxable value hit a low of just over $720 million. An article in the second quarter of the Allen Park Today magazine gives an overview about what we collect in property taxes and what we get to keep. The city gets to keep only a small portion of what it collects, and little is available for discretionary spending. Most of what we collect is paid out to the 3 school districts which serve our community, to Wayne County for various operations, to the Regional School Authority, and there's an allocation of funds specifically designated for the community center, the District 1 sewer, the police and fire, the library, road construction, and rubbish. With regard to revenue and expenses, as of June 30th, 2008, we had a total revenue of over $23 million and expenses of over $22 million, leaving us with net revenue of over $1 million, or $1,600,000. As of June 30th of 2022, our total revenue was over $24 million, and expenditures were over $23.8 million, leaving us with net revenue of only $317,529, more than $1,295,000 less than 14 years ago. I would have liked to have given you 2023 figures, but I was advised that they have not been audited and are subject to change, and therefore I could not share them. Despite rising costs and the fact that today's dollars do not go as far as they used to, our city has managed to progress and improve. Before I close this portion, I want to address debt, because that surfaces at some of our meetings and questions get asked. Some debt was not under our control, but was a result of judgments levied by Wayne County for a sewer. Some debt is good debt, similar to what we incur when we buy a home. Good debt resulted in a community center and major road construction. Most recently, the full restoration of Rosedale Boulevard and infrastructure and road work on Reek Road, tangible and visible projects and infrastructure improvements. There is also bad debt, debt for which we have nothing to show but debt. In 2009, we incurred a debt of $16,750,000 that we will be paying on through 2045, and on which we will pay over $10 million in interest, money which could have been better spent elsewhere. In 2024, our debt payment will be $962,188 and will grow to annual payments of over $1.2 million starting in 2026 until 2045. Again, this has not been a deterrent to the city moving ahead due to the hard work and diligence of our administration, department heads, and employees. Our administration and departments all work very hard to identify grants and programs available to assist with upgrading our parks, providing funding to offset the total cost of emergency equipment funding to help with the employing and training of individuals for public safety, and other programs which will improve and enhance our city. In addition, we work very closely with our state senators and representatives, our federal senators and congressmen, and our county commissioners to bring critical projects to their attention each budgetary year. This year, we were included in the state budget and have been approved to receive $1.6 million for the resurfacing of Pinecrest through the very hard work of our state representative, Tullio Liberati. And we also received $500,000 for utility line burial, thanks to our state senator, Erica Geis. We have also continued to receive funding for our parks from our county commissioners, Sam Baydoun and Joseph Palomera, and have been supported by them in our request for Community Development Block Grant funding, as well as other funding resources. I forgot to put this down, but most recently, the Palouse Senior Housing received an elevator, passenger elevator that was in much needed by them from Commissioner Baydoun, so thank you for that. With regard to the Community Development Block Grants, we will have received $445,000 in grants for the Historical Museum, with the pending award of an additional $141,000 grant. We have regular communications with our elected officials and their liaisons who provide us with advice and guidance in seeking project funding. And I must say, they have always been responsive and very supportive, so that is much appreciated. One last indicator of our current health is our housing market. Over the past few years, we have seen a steady increase in home sale prices as residents downsize and relocate. The housing market has been strong and active, with many homes coming onto the market and being sold within a short period of time, and many being sold above their listed price. I have also noticed a number of homes, previously rentals, being purchased by individuals who are homesteading the property, a very good sign for our community and for the school districts which serve us. While the real estate market is volatile and markets fluctuate, it speaks well about Allen Park when houses do not remain on the market for long and those purchase prices are above asking. We are a community in which people want to reside. Allen Park is also fortunate to be served by excellent schools and school districts. Our community is served by the Allen Park, the Melvindale Northern Allen Park, and the Southgate school districts. Cabrini and Intercity Baptist round out the educational institutions which make Allen Park attractive to many home buyers and, subsequently, to businesses. The newly opened Melvindale High School on the former Baker College campus is a testament to the growth and investment our schools are making in our future leaders. With regard to public safety, safety is very important to all who either live or work in Allen Park. First, let me state that Allen Park is a very safe city, the safest in Downriver, I would guess. Our police and fire departments are well-trained and highly regarded, and most importantly, strongly supported by our community. We continue to strive to provide both our police and fire personnel with the newest technology and equipment that will make their jobs easier, keep them safe, and position them to provide the highest level of service to our residents and businesses. Every firefighter is required to be a paramedic. And even though we face the same staffing issues as every community throughout the United States, our police and fire chiefs have continued to pursue and explore creative and innovative ways to attract, hire, and train individuals to fill openings. The reputation our police and fire departments have for being one of the best gives Allen Park an advantage in attracting highly qualified individuals and is a testament to our quality and standards that we have many employees who have remained with the city through good times and bad, some of whom live in communities which are not nearby. Know this, we will never compromise our standards and will always seek to hire and train the best. At this time, I would like our police and fire chiefs and any other police and fire personnel present to stand and be recognized. I think I'm picking up some bad habits here. I'm doing that more frequently. Been sitting there, Mr. Lloyd, too long. Now I'd like to get to the core of our operations, and that's our city departments. There are many reasons why we find ourselves in a positive light at this time. The primary reason, however, is our personnel. Our city, any city, is only as strong as their employees. The people whose faces many of you never see, who provide services, share ideas, care about our city, and take pride in what they do. These individuals are responsible for keeping our city running smoothly and making progress. That's why tonight I am recognizing our city workers, their accomplishments, and the services they deliver. They are the key to our progress and success. As a human resources professional, I cannot emphasize enough how critical it is for a city, much like a business, to ensure that they have highly qualified employees in each and every department, especially in today's day and age of high tech and a myriad of government requirements, rules, and regulations. These departments keep this city on course and provide services to all who live and work here, and sometimes to our neighboring communities. We are budgeted for 115 full-time employees. We currently have 109 filled positions and 6 vacancies. We are also assisted by 20 part-time employees. We'll start with the police department. Chief Christopher Egan. The department currently has 37 officers, and we continue to work tirelessly and creatively to hire members to fill 4 open positions. As with any organization, they have an excellent support staff, including Karen Albert, who handles payroll, timekeeping, and accounts payable, Gail McFarland, who does records, and Sydney Eulenberg, who does data information. And we have Ken similarly for code enforcement. Chief Egan has a master's degree from Eastern Michigan and graduated from the FBI National Academy in 2022. Since being appointed chief, he has implemented several programs which will continue to ensure that our police force responds to the needs of everyone in whom they have contact. Our officers, beginning with Holt Not handcuffs, then the Come Back Quick overdose response program, and most recently, pairing with the Guidance Center with a Friends in Low Places mental health program, have become increasingly familiar with and able to handle situations where individuals may be under stress, dealing with substance abuse issues, or otherwise require special assistance, and are able to make more meaningful approach in helping those in need. Both our police and fire personnel are equipped with Mimi's Mission 911 bags, which help them to assist youth and adults who may have autism. The department continues their work on accreditation, which provides nationally recognized standards for policies and procedures, and they secured a grant for $213,000 to be used for accreditation by working with Congresswoman Dingell and State Representative Liberati. New systems and technology have been introduced. All officers have body cameras, bulletproof vests, which are designed not only for protection but for comfort, although I'm not sure how comfortable they will ever be. But we continue to invest in technology like flock cameras and patrol computers and printers, which help our officers in performing their duties. Training is important. Many of our officers have graduated from the Staff and Command program offered through Eastern Michigan, and a number of them have degrees. We are part of the Downriver Mutual Aid Organization, and members of our police department are part of the SWAT and Crisis Negotiation Team. In the past few years, the chief has implemented a patrol car purchase rotation system, and we will have replaced the whole fleet in the next 2 years. Before this system was implemented, we had 10 of our 13 patrol vehicles with over 100,000 miles on them. Not something you want or need for a patrol vehicle. Moving on to the fire department, we have Chief Ed Can, who is retiring and has been throwing confetti in the air ever since he announced that, and Deputy Chief and incoming Chief Jeff O'Reilly. The department currently has 23 firefighters and is working on filling 1 vacancy. They have implemented a program where trained paramedics are hired and sent to the Fire Academy. They share Karen Albert with the police department. Retiring Chief Edward Can has a bachelor's degree in finance from Eastern Michigan, which I'm sure helped him during the budget process. And he currently serves on the advisory board for the William Ford Academy's Fire Cadet program and is an advisor to the Detroit Public Safety Academy. He, along with Deputy Chief O'Reilly, Captain McLaurin, and Lieutenant Kalusk, is a member of the Downriver Fire Investigation Task Force, which serves 19 downriver communities in all fire and arson investigations. Other members of the department serve on the Downriver Hazmat team and the Downriver Logistics team. Engineer Macari is working with the police department on a program where they are able to enter a building under the active assailant attack to treat and remove victims, and that is called the Downriver SWAT, to create a rescue task force. Along with Chief Can, incoming Chief O'Reilly and Engineer Macari are part of a safety committee for the Allen Park Public School District. As with the police department, a number of our firefighters have completed the Staff and Command program offered through Eastern Michigan. During the past few years, they have upgraded the fire department's self-contained breathing apparatus and firefighter turnout gear and added equipment to our ambulances that improve the manner in which those needing emergency transport are handled while contributing to the health and well-being of our employees by eliminating the need for heavy lifting. Both our police and fire departments are responsible for our public safety and often are working together, whether at an accident, fire, or other crisis. With regard to our Department of Public Service, that is headed by Director Tom Murray, the department currently has 20 staff in addition to Mr. Murray, the director, Bill Miner, the deputy director, Roy Shipman, who is in charge of the DPS, the garage, and trees, and Michael O'Laughlin, who is supervisor for our water sewer basin. The organization would also tell you that they rely very heavily on their administrative staff of Cheryl Bowner and Emily Wallet, who handle a broad range of duties and are key factors in dealing with our residents and business owners, answering their questions and providing assistance. Tom is the co-chair for the Great Lakes Water Association, only one of two positions that represent the communities in Wayne County serviced by GLWA. He is the vice chair of the Downriver Community Conference, Public Services Group, and the community liaison on the American Public Works Association Downriver Board. He recently completed the asset management course through the State Treasury Department called Michigan Infrastructure Council Champions Program, and the State Treasury has asked Tom to hold a webinar in September on how Allen Park has managed to improve its infrastructure so extensively. He will be presenting that to a new class of Champions Program and other municipalities. Tom holds the highest distribution water license for the state, an S1, which is a license required to distribute water to our residents. Bill Miner serves on the technical committee for the Downriver Utility Wastewater Authority. And for those not familiar with DUWA, as it's called, Allen Park is one of 13 communities which now owns the wastewater treatment facility in Wyandotte that was previously owned by Wayne County. That was purchased from Wayne County in September of 2018. So there is an advisory board that oversees that, and they have technical committees and legal committees and monthly meetings. Bill is also on the Great Lakes Water Association Wastewater Analytics Committee. He is the backup for water distribution and holds an S3 license from the state. Many of our DPS staff, in fact, have certifications in specialized fields, several of whom exceed the normal level obtained by other cities' DPS staff in similar positions. The DPS is responsible for all infrastructure matters on city property, both above and below ground. This is the department that maintains our sewers and water lines, responds to water main breaks and other disasters 24/7, keeps our streets clear of snow, cleans up after storms, and otherwise provides services to ensure the safety and security of our residents and businesses. A snow-packed street that an ambulance or emergency vehicle cannot access is not acceptable, and the DPS sets their priorities accordingly. They continue to do extensive water main replacement and sanitary sewer rehab annually. One of the biggest and most visible achievements in the past few years has been the construction and opening of the new DPS facility on Outer Drive. The facility was built without asking for any additional money from our residents or businesses. It enabled us to consolidate operations from 2 distant locations into one facility. Moreover, the new facility allows us to house all of our high-tech, expensive equipment indoors, thus prolonging the life of these vehicles and also creating efficiencies when we need to get equipment on the road quickly. The facility is being built in phases. The next phase will be the move of our fuel station from its current location into an area at the new DPS facility, which will now have above-ground fuel tanks, thus eliminating any future environmental issues. Moving on to the library, Sandy Blakeney is the director and Brandy Smeinert is the deputy director. Our library is heavily used by adults, teens, and children. During COVID, by using creative thinking, programs were put into place so that residents who relied upon our library for research and enjoyment were still able to do so. The library continues to work on new programs and technology to provide learning experiences and enjoyment to individuals of all age levels year-round. Sandy Blakeney, the director, has a Master of Library and Information Science from Wayne State. She holds a Level 1 permit professional certificate from the Library of Michigan, which is a prerequisite for Allen Park to receive state aid. Brandy Smeinert has a Master's in Library and Information Science from Wayne State and a Level 1 permit professional certificate from the Library of Michigan. She is a member of the American Library Association and the Library of Michigan and attends and participates in the library network committees for adult services, youth services, outreach services, and e-content. She recently participated in a public broadcasting system books focus group with fellow librarians and the team from PBS Detroit. She's part of the 2024 Manual Committee, which will choose the programs that will go into the manual for all libraries in the country that participate in the theme for 2024 summer reading. The library offers a wide range of programs for all age groups. It is host to yearly literacy programs, including 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten, whom I'm sure many of you have seen posted on Facebook, with beaming kindergartners. Hot Reads for Cold Nights, and the All Ages Summer Reading Program. They have 2 highly successful adult book groups and toddler and preschool weekly story times, which are very popular among families. While the library received a much-needed heating and air conditioning system, the system installed is considered to be on an interim basis, and we are currently exploring revamping and relocating the units, taking it off of life support. A study is also being done to replace the windows and knee walls in the facility, which are uninsulated and not energy efficient. Moving on to Parks and Recreation, we have Rob Fulton as the director and Kyle Carr as the deputy director. Rounding out the group is Evan Taylor, who is our facilities coordinator, Sadie Dandy, and Beth Morris, and Heather Richter, who are admins. Rob holds a bachelor's degree in applied arts from Central Michigan. He is a member of the National American Rink Association and the Michigan Parks and Recreation Association. Kyle has a bachelor's in sports management with a minor in communications from Eastern. He is CPR and AED certified. He is also a member of MParks. He is a board member of the Taylor South Little League and field supervisor for Taylor North Little League and the head of grounds for the Junior League World Series in Taylor a World Baseball Tournament held every August, and I think you recently saw him highlighted in the news on that. Kyle also serves as the city liaison to the Allen Park Hockey Association, attending all board meetings. Evan has been with the department for 5 years and has assumed some of the responsibilities previously handled by Kyle before his promotion. And Evan is working on his degree. The department provides numerous programs at the community center as well as in our parks, ranging from children's activities to organized sports to concerts and special programs. The dance, cheer, and tumbling classes have increased from year to year, and they continue to explore ways to provide more programs and services to all members of our community, from kids to seniors. The department also provides transportation services in conjunction with SMART to those who need transportation for appointments or shopping. Meals on Wheels is also housed at the community center. It continues to undergo upgrades and changes from new flooring in numerous rooms to the complete replacement of the bleachers in the ice arena, which are now ADA compliant and have provided much needed enclosed storage underneath them. All arena lighting was replaced with LED lights. New equipment is being cycled into the fitness center, which has a walking track, and improvements continue to be made to our parks. To date, 15 of the 19 parks in our city have been upgraded with new ADA accessible equipment. 4 parks have been equipped with safety tiles which provide greater cushioning than mulch. Mulch is added annually and funded in part with grants and money from community partners like the Allen Park Citizen Civic Fund and the Rotary Club of Allen Park. Since 2019, through county funding, again, thank you, county commissioners, we have upgraded Humpty Dumpty Park at a cost of $170,000, Briar Rabbit Park at a cost of $160,000, the Gingerbread Tot Lot at a cost of $110,000, and the Community Park Ball Field at a cost of $15,000. I want to give special recognition to the Rotary Club and the Kiwanis. The Rotary adopted Millward Park and over the years have contributed to the overall beauty of the park, planting trees and most recently putting in new landscaping at the entrance. Likewise, the Kiwanis adopted the Duda Barney Park, one of our most famous parks, on behalf of the Toth family. The Kiwanis established a fund with money left to them by the family, which they use for repairs. The Kiwanis recently added safety flooring to a large section of the park. This year, the city was awarded a $25,000 grant from America in Bloom and Canadian National Railroad's Eco Connections from the Ground Up grant program. The program helps fund and support community greening projects to beautify public spaces and improve quality of life. The funds are being used to improve landscaping at the Brand Park Vietnam Veterans and Beyond Memorial and the Champaign Park Blue Star Memorial. Moving on to our building department, headed by Matt Baker, who is the director. He's assisted by Penny Enshoff and has support personnel from T. Barnes and Eureka Lozano. Also, we have Jacques DeRozier, who is our code enforcement officer, and Steve Wood, who handles building and construction. Matt is a certified licensed builder in the state of Michigan. He is state licensed as a plan reviewer, building inspector, and building official. Since becoming director of the building department, Matt has implemented a number of new programs and processes to assist individuals and businesses with home ownership, sales development, and relocating. He has introduced new technology into the department, and he and his staff are continually working on ways to improve their operations. Working closely with the city planner from Carlisle Workman, Mike Auerbach, complete information is provided to both the Planning Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals to help them in their decisions related to requests from residents and businesses. It is anticipated that both Matt and Mike will be heavily involved in the creation of a new master plan to be written for the city in 2024. Matt and his staff provide information and guidance to both residents and contractors regarding everything building related, as well as ensuring that city ordinances are followed for the safety and security of all of our residents and visitors. The department has issued 695 certificates of occupancy since the start of the home sale inspection program in March of 2022. The inspections on homes to be sold ensure that all of the life safety features are in place and in good working order. 149 certificates have been issued to new businesses in the past year, and the department reviews all certificates of occupancy applications to ensure zoning requirements are met, and they conduct inspections simultaneously with the fire department to ensure that new businesses are code compliant. There are currently 1,192 residential rental properties within the city of Allen Park. The department inspects rental homes on a regular basis to ensure all of them meet requirements. And I asked an interesting question about rentals because I was curious. Apparently, an apartment building is considered one rental. However, the condos off of Pelham are counted individually because they have separate addresses. Put that away for trivia night. In addition, the department works closely with the DDA, which is the Downtown Development Authority Economic Development Director, to meet with prospective businesses and developers who wish to locate or grow their business in Allen Park. This has proven to be a very important relationship over the past several months. And segueing right into our Downtown Development Authority, that authority is an organization created by the city to help preserve infrastructure and promote economic growth and development within a designated area established by the city. As such, it captures a portion of taxes which would normally be paid to the city, as well as taxes which would be sent to the county for parks, the jail, and other county entities. As of 2023, the position of DDA Director became a shared DDA Director Economic Development Director position, and this shared position has created efficiencies in working with businesses and provides more opportunities to identify organizations that might be better served by locating within our DDA location rather than other areas of the city. While relatively new to the position, Ben Hughes came to us with extensive experience in public administration and holds a master's in public administration from Rockefeller College in New York. He is a member of the Downriver DDA Forum, and since his hire, he has worked closely with the building department and city planner to bring new businesses both to the downtown area as well as other locations in our city. Recent and pending openings are the Rat Pack, finally, Lefty's Cheesesteaks, AP Streetery, which will soon be opening, Royal Strokes Brow and Lash Studio, Caribou Coffee, which we are anticipating across the street, a Big B Coffee on Ecorse, and the Pink Garlic Restaurant. The DDA also holds a number of community events, including the Farmers Market, Music in the Streets, and Made in Michigan. They provide design assistance to new and existing businesses and facade grants to existing businesses. They are working hard on rebranding and marketing our city, and recently announced they have contracted with DTE for the installation of new LED lampposts in the central downtown area. This will not only enhance the beauty, excuse me, this will not only enhance the beauty of our downtown area, but provide better lighting and reduce costs with less poles. Less for vehicles to hit, I would guess. And now we move on to Human Resources, which is staffed by Tanya Whitehead, one person. Tanya came to us in 2020 with over 12 years of human resources experience with both union and non-union personnel. She has a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration from Southeast Missouri State University. She is currently a member of the Society for Human Resource Management and is part of the Southeast Michigan Human Resources Training Group, which is working with Great Lakes Water Association to brainstorm ways to increase municipal candidate pools and develop mutually beneficial training opportunities. She is involved in recruiting, selection, and retention of staff. Through day-to-day management of active employee and retiree benefits, overall member experience has improved while claims liability for the city have been reduced. Tanya is also involved in contract negotiations with the city's unions. She has developed strategies for dealing with work-related injuries, which has resulted in better premium rates and lower costs to the city. She interacts with healthcare providers both on behalf of the city and city employees. She handles risk management issues and provides management and staff coaching as needed. She is in the process of developing standardized job descriptions and updating city policies and procedures. Finance Department, Amanda Wirtz, Director. Amanda is assisted by Jackie Baxter, Darlene Swoveland, Angela Lovelock, and Kristen Zotter. She holds a bachelor's degree in accounting from Wayne State. Before being employed by the city, she worked for Plant Moran in their government accounting practice group. Amanda is a member of the Michigan Government Finance Officers Association, is the chair of the Allen Park Employees Retirement System, and also serves as a board member on the Allen Park Citizen Civic Fund. She is responsible for developing the annual budget for the city, oversees all departmental spending, coordinates the annual audit, and is involved in union negotiations. Her staff, consisting of 1 full-time and 3 part-time employees, is responsible for processing payroll, tracking vacation and other employment-related requirements for all departments, collecting property tax and water bill payments, and processing accounts payable. Along with her predecessor, the unforgettable Bob Cady, and our city administrator, Mark Kibbe, and with the hard work and cooperation of our department heads, our city continues to improve and provide necessary services and equipment while remaining financially stable. City Administrator Mark Kibbe. Mark holds a Master of Public Administration from the University of Michigan, and don't you forget that. He has over 25 years of experience in public administration, starting in 1998 as the Assistant Controller and Grants Coordinator for the City of Melvindale. Mark is on the Board of Directors of the Wayne Metropolitan Community Action Agency and is also on their Finance Committee. He is a member and community sponsor of the Great Lakes Water Association Communication and Education Work Group, a member of the Michigan Municipal Executive, a part of the Michigan Municipal League, the Michigan Public Employer Labor Relations Association, the American Public Works Association Downriver Branch, and a commission member on the City of Trenton Building Authority. Mark has been instrumental in obtaining numerous grants for the city, including $20,000 for senior public service, and most notably the aforementioned $445,000 for renovations to the Historical Museum, which is seeing a remarkable transformation. He has been a key player in putting the city back on its feet and ensuring fiscal stability. All department heads report to Mark, and he is responsible for the overall operations of the city and is the key component in contract negotiations for all represented employees. I want to mention the Allen Park Theater, which is an ongoing project. Many casual conversations were held regarding possible uses, and we all received comments from residents. While we were still thinking of our options, an opportunity to apply for American Rescue Plan Act funds available from Wayne County presented itself. We were given a very short period of time to apply for these funds. Mark and the administrative team, with the support of council, submitted a funding request to Wayne County to transition the Allen Park Theater property to a space that can be used regularly by the public. The proposal consists of a possible amphitheater and a structure with garage doors that will house a farmer's market and many other activities. As is often the case, we now find ourselves in that classic hurry up and wait status. While we are still waiting to hear whether our application was approved, we continue to think about options and explore the what ifs. We will be meeting with the Downtown Development Authority to do some brainstorming. There are always options to be explored and ideas to be exchanged. Mark and I and the entire city are very grateful for the support we receive from our executive assistant, Deb Zettel. Deb is our ombudsman who handles a multitude of tasks and willingly takes on additional responsibilities, often without our knowing. She helps us and our residents daily. Most recently, she has become involved with the Beautification Commission and assisted them with reestablishing the flower bed program, which transitioned from the courts. She is involved in the creation of the new city website along with Deputy Clerk Jim Gross. It is impossible to list everything that she does for us and the city. Bottom line, she takes very good care of us and our residents. Thank you, Deb. Before I move on to other organizations, I would be remiss if I didn't mention our city treasurer and city clerk. Maureen Armstrong, treasurer, will be retiring after serving our community for 22 years. 10 of those years were spent as deputy treasurer and the last 12, as of November, as treasurer. The treasurer's office issues, adjusts, and collects real and personal property taxes. Does not make her the most favorite person in Allen Park, but that's her job. During her time as treasurer, Maureen introduced new methods for individuals to pay their taxes, including automatic payment. She always stayed abreast of issues impacting the role of treasurer and was up to date and familiar with laws related to tax payments, tax captures, and I'm sure far too many other items related to property taxes, more than any of us care to know. I want to thank her for her service to Allen Park and hope she enjoys a very long and happy retirement. Mike Mizzi, our city clerk, is a veritable fountain of information. Above all, however, is his dedication and devotion to ensuring that elections in our city are conducted in a professional manner and beyond reproach. The effort and training Mike puts into ensuring that elections are properly conducted is exceptional. The clerk's office is also responsible for managing the city's official records, birth and death records, voter registration, elections, and Freedom of Information Act requests. They act as the liaison and recording secretary to the mayor and council. In addition, the clerk's office manages business registrations, animal licenses, curbside pickup permits, garage and estate sale permits, any other kinds of licenses and permits. The clerk is also the official keeper of the city seal. Deputy Clerk Jim Gross has been a key factor in maintaining our old website and transitioning us to our new website. In addition, it is a close contest as to who is the bigger historian, Mike or Jim. Additional support in the clerk's office is provided by Mr. Thomas and Matt Para, who is also responsible for ensuring that council meetings are recorded for YouTube and that I sign council minutes in a timely manner. Thank you all for your dedication to our city and for being the team players you have proven to be over the years. I am very proud to be working alongside you. Now I will get to some supporting organizations. In addition to these departments, Allen Park has 14 active boards and commissions. As mayor, my key objective is to ensure each board and commission has a strong, effective team. I have recruited and continue to personally court volunteers to fill open positions and develop a pool of candidates. Our city deserves the best, and we continue to encourage residents and businesses to contribute to our growth and development. Our teams are strong and getting stronger. Maureen's got to make Ed behave up there. In the interest of time, I won't mention all the roles and responsibilities of these boards and commissions, but please visit the city's website for more information. I hope that in doing so, your interest may be piqued and you will consider submitting an application to serve on one or more of them. These boards and commissions provide valuable services to the city. I would like to recognize any board and commission members who are here tonight. If you are in attendance, please stand and be recognized as I name your board or commission. We will start with beautification, which is instrumental in improving the city's appearance. Beautification members I know are here. If you would please stand up. Our Board of Review, which reviews assessment appeals. Our Brownfield Redevelopment Authority, when needed, is involved in creating brownfield redevelopment zones. Our Downtown Development Authority, which prevents deterioration of property in designated areas and promotes economic growth. Is anyone? Our Festivities Commission, Street Fair, need I say more? Fire and Police Civil Service Commission, when needed, they make recommendations to mayor and council on matters impacting fire and police. Our Historical Commission, which is to preserve and exhibit articles of historic interest related to the city of Allen Park. Historical Commission members, please. Our Housing Commission, which oversees operations of the Palouse Senior Housing. Our Library Advisory Board, which makes recommendations for improvements and programs. Our Local Officers Compensation Board, which determines salaries of all elected officials, and that's a very unusual board. Thank you, Tim. And Mary. They meet once every 4 years in an election year because they need to set compensation for the incoming. Our Parks and Recreation Commission, which also makes recommendations for improvements and programs. And I don't know if you noticed, but there are several people who just love volunteering, and they're on more than one commission, so thank you all very much. Our Planning Commission, which provides recommendations to City Council for regulated special land use applications and do an annual review of the master plan. Our Retirement System Board of Trustees, which administer, manage, and operate the retirement system. She doesn't want to get up again. Our Zoning Board of Appeals, which interprets zoning ordinances, reviews planning commission decisions as needed. And I think Mr. Ramp, getting ready to make a great escape. And I want to acknowledge our special group, which is our Chaplain Corps. They provide trauma support to police, fire, and individuals. They visit sick and injured officers and other personnel. They're always available for counseling. They do the invocations at our monthly council meetings. They perform many services. Sometimes some of them they would probably like to forget along with our police and fire. But we thank you very much and we appreciate you. You care to stand? Before I close out this segment, I want to mention the Student Commissioner Program, which finally became active last school year. Any junior or senior student living in Allen Park may become a student commissioner on the Beautification, Historical, Parks and Recreation, or Planning Commission, or they may be a member of the Downtown Development Authority Board. Last school year, we had 4 participants, and we are looking forward to increased participation this school year. While not a city organization, I want to recognize the Allen Park Citizen Civic Fund, which is a nonprofit dedicated to funding projects for the city for which the city may not have sufficient funding, or finding grants which may not be available to the city. In the past, this organization raised money to assist with the purchase of mulch for parks, funding a portion of the roof replacement on the Historical Museum, and providing materials for the library, including story walk boards. A grant was used to install game equipment in the downtown Pocket Park, along with a display board. However, their biggest accomplishment to date was obtaining a $400,000 grant in 2020, which was used to replace the roof on the community center. They continue to hold fundraisers and seek grants which will benefit our community. Thank you on behalf of our city and its residents, and if there are any board members here, would you please rise? We're coming to the finish line. I was told this shouldn't be too short, but it doesn't want to be too long either. As you've heard this evening, there is a lot that goes into running our city. Real change and strength come from our community. Thank you to all the volunteer members on these boards and commissions. Your volunteer service is valuable and greatly appreciated. And moving on to City Council and Mayor. Before I close, I want to make everyone aware of our job requirements, which have changed over time and go beyond 2 council meetings a month. There are 4 council committees: Community Affairs, Economic Development, Legal Affairs, and the Municipal Complex Committee. Of these, Legal Affairs meets virtually every month, and they're the ones that bring to council new ordinances. Every council member is assigned to 2 of these committees. Members of Community Affairs and Economic Development are liaisons to city boards and commissions and try to attend those meetings, even though their council committee may not meet. So if I'm on one of the council subcommittees, I may be a liaison to Parks and Recreation and Beautification, and that means I've got 2 more meetings per month. A council member is also a voting member on the Planning Commission, and one is a voting member on the Zoning Board of Appeals. So that's another assignment. In addition, there are other organizational meetings that I or others attend, including meetings of the Downriver Community Conference, the Downriver Utility Wastewater Authority, and the Downtown Development Authority. And we are voting members on all of those entities. While there are still many challenges, I'm proud of what we have accomplished working as a team to make us better, more stable community. This council and the preceding council have worked hard to ensure that we are employing qualified individuals to provide service to our community while equipping them with the tools and technology to provide those services, all while being mindful of the revenue at our disposal. We continue to review equipment and resources every budget year, updating our 5-year plan and planning ahead for capital improvements. As mayor and council, we have worked to ensure all Allen Park remains financially stable. We have a balanced budget with appropriate reserves. Our current bond rating is A+, the highest it has ever been. We are mindful, however, that this could change. It would not take much to find ourselves in financial distress if we do not continue to be fiscally responsible and live within our means. Allen Park has always been resilient. With good management and the ability to make tough decisions, we can continue to grow and prosper by working together. It takes teamwork to keep us on the right path. Our team is focused on the needs of our community, realizes our financial limitations, and is able to prioritize spending for the benefit of both our employees and our community. It is our responsibility and the responsibility of those who succeed us to understand that at times we may need to make some difficult decisions. It is easy to say yes. It is often difficult to say no, but we owe it to our residents, our employees, and our retirees to make the right decisions for the right reasons. Moving forward, We will continue to do everything possible to make Allen Park a place where people want to live, work, and play by providing services for the changing needs of the community. With your help and support, we can do just that. Thank you, everyone, for coming this evening, and have a safe and enjoyable Labor Day. Thank you.